Hi, little birds. Oh, geez. Um, so things in the world are kind of crazy, and it really hasn't let up in the last 3 months. 2020 is ridiculous, and this is what I want to say. Hopefully, I won't get emotional, but I doubt it. I seriously doubt it. Um, so I talk about the president. I don't care. I talk about Trump. I tell you what is going on with him. I tell you what he is doing or not doing as far as trans people and treating us with some kind of dignity or respect. And, he doesn't give a crap. He doesn't give a crap about anybody except for himself and his little religious party affiliates. And so, as some of us have found out on yesterday, they finalized a couple things that, he's been saying, oh, I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it. Well, he finally pulled the trigger and he eliminated protections for trans people under the Affordable Care Act or Obamacare or whatever you want to call it. So meaning that if you are seeking any kind of surgery, any kind of health care as a trans person, that doctor or nurse or whoever has the right to say, oh, I'm not going to treat you, and doesn't have to give you a reason why. It could just be because they don't like your face, they don't like trans people, or whatever. They don't have to give a reason now to discriminate against you. Now, this isn't in all states. Of course, I think here in California I'll be okay, but it still happens here, you know. And I'm seeing all around Facebook and other places in reference to this that we'll see you in court. And I hope so, but I am not positive on whether that will go positively enough for us. I don't think it will even nudge it because there's too many conservatives within the Supreme Court. And, again, they don't care about LGBT rights. They don't care about racism. The Supreme Court has been tilted so far to the wrong side. Really, I think that the Supreme Court should be somewhere in the middle, but we have to have a balance between the two parties. It's ridiculous. I'm tired of the in-party fighting, the parties fighting. It's like freaking ridiculous. Like, let's get some stuff done. Let's do it right. Let's do it with respect to all people. Then, also yesterday, he finalized his definition of gender, that it's the way you were born. So if you have a penis, you're a boy. If you're a girl, you have a vagina. And if you have something in between, well, sucks for you. You're not going to be named a gender because, well, you just don't have that. And it's ridiculous that in this day and age that people can accept, a lot of people can accept trans people, but my own government, the U.S. government, can't even recognize and protect us because they believe they don't have to. They don't need to because we're not supposed to exist. But we've existed for centuries. Over in the East, they have had a third gender or some other gender of some sort as an option forever. And even in Native American culture, it is something celebrated and looked upon. Um, so it's not something that we should avoid. It's not something that we should start looking into history, because history is fraught with so many things where we hide the facts. We hide things that have happened in the past. And we do this time and time again. So, trans people have existed for a while. And just because you think it's some newfangled fad or something that's just now popping up, it's not. Then you got people like J.K. Rowling coming out of her little closet of Harry Potter and saying, "Oh, I support trans people, but when you're getting persecuted in the U.S. by Trump, I'm not going to say anything." I read her whole essay, and it's all fluffy goodness, but it's not it has no substance, because she has shown that she doesn't care for trans people. And the fact that she says in like the second paragraph that, "Oh, I don't mind trans people being in the bathroom with me. Trans men can be in the bathroom with me because they have a vagina." Like, what? So somebody that looks like a guy, talks like a guy, has a beard, you want them in the bathroom instead of a trans woman that looks like women or woman? It's just crazy. Um, so, yeah, that happened. And also, yesterday was the 4th anniversary of the Pulse Nightclub shooting, LGBT nightclub in Orlando, Florida. And for me, it's kind of a somber moment, because my first Pride event was in Orlando. It was on the 1-year anniversary of it. So it was just a very somber, bitter Pride event, but at the same time celebrating everyone's identity in life as they could, with the fact that, tragedy happened a year ago during that time. And, it means a lot to me, because I, I was a newly cracked egg. Wasn't even fully out yet, wasn't fully full time. And I just remember going to that Pride event feeling so accepted and part of a group that didn't show me hate and showed me love. And it was crazy. I remember, these moms out there offering free hugs, and there was even dads there that were like free dad hugs. And, I know there's people that don't like hugs, but for me, it is a way to connect with people. And for strangers to offer a hug to LGBT people who may not have family, who may not have people that care for them, means a lot. That, sorry. It just means a lot that people would go out of their way to give a stranger a hug. And we need more of that in the world. And really see that with this whole Black Lives Matters movement. And, you know, I think the movement needs to be more inclusive. And here's what I mean. Uh, During one of the protests in, I think it was Minneapolis, about 20 men beat this trans woman while she was just in a store, and a black trans woman proceeded to beat her because she was trans. And I think that is totally not helping your message if you are for black lives, but yet a trans woman, just because she's trans, is inferior even if she's black. And you just boil it down to, oh, they're trans, I don't like trans, even if they're black, so I'm going to beat you. And it's ridiculous that we can't just accept people for who they are and get on with life. And I think the whole Black Lives Matters movement needs to really look at that and say, hey, you know what? Trans people can be included. We need to include black trans women, black trans men in Black Lives Matters, because all black lives should matter, not just because you're cis black hetero. And it's crazy that we have to even address that, you know, it seems like there's only a certain subsection of the blacks that are acceptable to be, you know, part of the movement. Because one of my friends posted on Instagram that they told her to take down her sign, that because she said Black Trans Lives Matter, and they told her to take down her sign, and it's like, but she's in support of black people, but specifically trans people, and she's a trans woman, so it should be included in the message as well. And whether you're black, white, Asian, whatever, trans people should still be part of your movement, still should be part of how we move forward. Because if we're just protecting one people and then putting down the others, we're just continuing the road that we've already continued for the last 400 or more years, probably a couple of centuries. Well, not centuries, even a couple of thousand years. Like, seriously, we've continued this whole cycle of, oh, we'll protect one people, but we won't protect this people. And then it's a horrible cycle. Like, really, just protect everyone, protect every identity, and get it over with. The equality bill would be wonderful, but who am I? I would love to run for office, but in my district, I don't think I would make it, because they're very conservative. And a conservative area voting for a trans woman in their district, I doubt I would even make it as like a county member. But anyway, I digress. So yes, lots going on with hate of trans people, mainly black trans women, and which is ridiculous because they're my sisters, and you know what? Let's just all love each other. All right, little birds, that is kind of my spill today about June 12th and how horrible it is now, because it's just a hate-filled day with all that happened. So be safe, be wonderful, be beautiful, be your authentic selves, and yeah, let's take it to court.